Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carl. I'm a recovery coach here at Cap Recovery Center. This is our all recovery meeting for the day. And the article I have here is Understanding the Wellness Wheel. It says the wellness is about modifying areas of your life that will lead to healthier physical, emotional, and spiritual outcomes. Developing and practicing these changes look and feels different for everyone. Finding wellness is about discovering what is best for you. To fully understand the significance of wellness, let's break down the wellness wheel and interconnect wheel that shows 7 different areas that impact your well-being. Neglecting the areas of the wheel will affect your wellness, keeping you in balance and potentially affecting your mental health. So some of the things we have on the wellness wheel here is environmental, occupational, emotional, intellectual, physical, and spiritual. So some of these things that, well, all these things that we have to touch on and keep things in line and balanced. If we can, work on some of these things on the wellness wheel. So let's read the spiritual wellness. So it says, the essence of spirituality is about discovering a sense of purpose and meaning within your life. Defining spirituality wellness is different for everyone and can be based on factors including faith, beliefs, ethics, morals, principles, values. Spiritual well-being allows people to discover how to achieve calmness and peace in times of tribulations. Spirituality can be practiced through grounding exercises. So that's one thing I've touched base with is my faith in recovery, and I have a God of my understanding, and like I practice more having more faith in Him than anything else. So and like I had a negative self of negative beliefs. I didn't have no morals. I didn't have no values, and I didn't practice any principles. So in recovery, that I gained back my beliefs, my morals, and my values. Sometimes I can push them on others, which is can be unhealthy and cause a little bit of harm. But I'm like not perfect. I'm trying to just get better by day. Um, so it says spirituality, well-being allows people to discover how to achieve calmness and peace. Having positive and supportive connections with family, friends, teachers, classmates, teammates, coaches, etc. is defined as social wellness, engaging with those around you, help build communicate skills while developing trustworthy and healthy relationships, whether you're on a sports team or in a online community. Human beings are social creatures that need to connect to one another. Some signs of social well-being include as I take social well-being is I have to be around other people are like-minded, or recovering addicts or just like me and understand me. That's a big thing, man. A sense of connection with somebody else that can understand and don't always tell me what to do or what I should do. Just there to listen and I can trust them and they've been through the same things I've been through, and they've been through the same things I've been through. So it's like it uh, helps me through my process of my recovery. We need healthy relationships, which in active addiction, I didn't have healthy relationships. I had relationships, but I ruined them all, right? You know what I mean? So, and the people I was hanging out with or associated with was unhealthy and toxic. And so building new relationships and rebuilding old relationships, it took time, it took practice. And but first and foremost, I had to put drugs and alcohol down, and I had to start working on myself. I had to get myself right before I can build uh, on these new relationships and restructure the old broken ones that I had. Thank God that I still have my family, my friends, most of my friends anyway, um, and like they never gave up on me. So it's like I had to change myself so I can have better relationships. It says engaging with your community. reaching out for support, building necessary boundaries, creating a safe inner circle, being an active listener. So it says reaching out for support. So like it's one thing I never did. So I always wanted to do things on my own. I always wanted to do things my way. And like I needed help, but I didn't know where to go or how to ask for help. Right. So it's just like I just covered my emotions and feelings with drugs and alcohol. You know, that was my way, and it got me deeper and deeper in active addiction. So reaching out for support is a key factor that's big today. Being an active listener. I was always the one running my mouth. You know, I knew everything and I wasn't willing to listen. That's how I ended up in active addiction. I wasn't willing to take direction. I wasn't willing to listen, and I wanted to do things my way when I wanted it, when I wanted it. So it's like no wonder where I landed up at was deeper and deeper in addiction. You know, so I had to uh, stop talking and listen and really take action. You know, it says engaging with your community. So one of the things that I was like, I terrorized my community because I was under influence. You know, I was always getting in trouble. I was doing this, doing that. I did a lot of things that were damage to my community and damage to myself. So like how I made amends of that is not getting in trouble no more, right? You know, I'm a productive member of society today. You know, I have a great job, which I'm doing now. I have I have a sense of a well-being, and I have uh, trusted friends and family that count on me today. You know, and like I'm very grateful and very fortunate that I'm in the position to be there for my community and be there for my friends and my family. And it says physical wellness is the act of listening to your physique as a responsible taking care of your body for optimal health, maintaining your physical health and wellness factors in regular exercise, balanced nutrition, sleep patterns, safe sexual health, illness prevention, and stress management. So, like, you know, taking care of your physical health is very important, um, which I didn't do. I haven't done like in active addiction, right? We didn't do a lot of these things that we talk about. We didn't take care of our health. Well, I didn't anyway. You know, it's like I wasn't going to the doctors. I wasn't showering regularly. I wasn't brushing my teeth regularly. I wasn't getting blood work done. You know, I was eating unhealthy. And I'm still working on that. You know, so you know, we're not perfect, but we get better. So like I wasn't worrying about my health or my physical appearance. You know, if the drugs and alcohol wasn't going to kill me, it was going to be, you know, heart problems and strokes and stuff like that because I was under an influence all the time. Hey, how you doing? It says adopting all of these elements into your daily life, not only your physical health but your mental health. It says critical thinking, creative thinking, and being open to new ideas are ways to embrace intellectual wellness. So let's see what this is. Being intellectual can be described as developing skills to train your brain, such as constantly observing, studying new material, getting out of your own comfort zone, and time management. Understanding and knowledge different beliefs and values that others believe in is a significant way to unobjectively boost and maintain your intellect. So it's like learning new things, you know, constantly observing, studying new material, getting out of your comfort zone. That's a hard one. You know, that's definitely in early recovery. That was hard for me to get out of that comfort zone. But like I had to do something different. I had to do something that I'd never done before. You know, that's how I began to change and grow. And I had to. We talked about a little bit ago, listening. You know, instead of always running our mouth. How you doing today? Good. So the article I have here is understanding the wellness wheel. So some of the things we're talking about is like in our environment or intellectual, emotional, occupational, or physical and spiritual wellness. So like if we focus on all these things, we can have a better life and have a better, long-lasting recovery. And we're on like, let's see, the next one we're talking about is emotional wellness. Emotional wellness focuses on thoughts, feelings, and ability to have a optimistic view on life and how to express and process emotions when negative emotions arise. It is important that you have an outlet to express them in a safe way. This can include talking to a trusted adult, journaling, listening to music, counseling, exercise, and self-care. So one of the things I do that helps me for my emotional awareness, wellness is like listening to music. Another thing, like counseling, that's another one. And so it talks about self-care. That's a big one. That's huge. Self-care is huge. We don't take care of ourselves. We can lose ourselves in the day to day. Because we like, between working and having lives and families and kids and stuff like that, we always have to make time for ourselves, because if we don't, we're going to be in a tight spot. Like if I don't practice self-care and don't take my mental state in consideration, I'll fester up a lot of anger and frustration and emotional stuff, you know what I mean? And it can be a breaking point. That stuff's got to come out some way or another. Like what do I do for self-care to keep that stuff in check? So like I have a therapist, I have a sponsor, where I talk to other people and other recovering addicts, my coworkers. I have to have some kind of outlet. I need a release valve, because life shows up. We have a lot of stuff going on by people, bills, like I said, bills, kids, houses, and family and friends and relationships. So where's I fit time in for me? So I have to keep that in check, and I have to, sometimes put myself on the forefront of things, so I don't put myself on the last of the list. It says, although being optimistic can be challenging during difficult times, yourself in conversation or a certain activity can reverse those feelings and bring you back to a regular state of emotional wellness.
Okay,
Yes. Stepped on. Yes, I did. Can you get this one?
Yeah.
Sorry. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
It says providing meaningful work within your career is how you create occupational wellness. Enjoying what you do is one of the biggest influences of workplace wellness. This can also relate to being a student in high school or university. Other parts of occupational wellness include financial security. That's a big one. Being financially stable, collaborating with like-minded people. We talked about a little bit of that earlier. Like, I wouldn't be where I'm at today without like-minded people. Understanding work or school life and balance, balance. It's a tough one. My sponsor tells me it's like you do it. If you don't, there's no like middle ground with certain things. We do it or we don't. It's hard to balance things out. But like for me, I try to spread myself out, right? Recovery first. It can go in different orders, right? But recovery must come first. I knew that for a fact. But like family, friends, and work and stuff like that. So I try to work on everything. A little bit here, a little bit there. I don't leave any stone unturned. But that can be tough sometimes because when I first got in recovery, I didn't have a life. I didn't have anything going on. I didn't have anything, right? So then, like, I had a job. Then I got into a relationship. Then I started building a lot more a network of friends and rebuilding my family lives and being in their life. And, I started doing a lot of things in recovery, man. And like, life started getting full. So I started to have to balance things out. And it takes practice. It takes time. It says feeling challenged and motivated, feeling inspired, achieving career goals. I like that one. It's crazy sometimes, I think it's crazy. Some of the things that I talk about, like I didn't have no achieving career goals, right? My focus was drugs and alcohol and how can I get more of it and who am I going to cause harm to, you know? So some of the things that I talk about today is like mind blowing to me because I didn't think I would be in a position to achieve any kind of career goals. That's all through the recovery process. Recovery has built uh, the person I am today, and I'm very thankful and very grateful um, that I surrendered and a step that, I needed help. Yeah, and that's collaborating with like-minded people. That's a big one. Let's see here. It says if your occupation or educational journey is not matching with your well-being, consider looking for other opportunities that spark a certain drive that you are currently lacking. So spending your time in a safe, clean environment can help promote environmental wellness. You can find these types of outdoor spaces in local parks or by creating them at home. Yeah, so my environmental wellness and active addiction was, abandoned houses and buildings, right? Hanging on the streets, running the streets all day, all night. The people, places, and things I was hanging around with. I surrounded myself with chaos, negativity, and unhealthy relationships. It was just um, we talk about insanity, right? It's just the craziness of active addiction and the things I put myself through. It was crazy. Now I look at it today, like I'm like why, like why did I do that? And that's what the recovery process taught me is to look inward and take an inventory of like why was I doing these things in the first place? What motivated me to use drugs and alcohol day by day? And a lot of things I didn't want to deal with. I didn't want to deal with reality. I didn't want to deal with my family. I didn't want to deal with my friends really. It just I want to do things my way and I didn't want to listen. Right. So like I had to um, do something different this time. Because like for me, I went to treatment. I've been incarcerated. I had like multiple overdoses, and thank God I didn't die. Right? When was it enough? When was it going to be enough? And it took a lot of pain and suffering to get where I'm at today. And it started from being a kid, and it talks about environmental wellness. So I was a product of my environment, the kids I was hanging around with, right? The people I grew up with, things play a fact. Like I look at that stuff today and see where I took a wrong turn. And the environment was one of the main things. I'm not saying that's the only thing, but it was a big part of it. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to hang out with the kids that were doing no good. They were using drugs and alcohol. We talk about recovery like being a chameleon. I can fit in anywhere. So I can fit in any crowd, but like I did things that were against we talked about earlier about morals and values and beliefs and stuff like that. Even if I didn't believe it or didn't think it was right or necessary, I would still do it just to be part of. Right. So that was just where my disease took me. It says you can find these outdoor spaces in your local parks or by creating them at home with natural lighting plants. Contributing to the well-being of environment makes people respect and feel more appreciative about their surroundings. Environmental friendly acts you can start practicing today include some of these things you can do, right? Riding a bike, reduce and reuse, recycle, compost food, use natural products, take advantage of sunlight, resist littering, spend more time outside. So like we're talking about environment. So like I treat my environment um like yeah, I don't litter. I don't like, cause harm or light fires anymore. Stuff like that I did before. I don't do that stuff. I don't do that stuff no more. I gotta take care of my environment. You know, because why would I want to ruin my environment? I did for many, many years, you know. But like today, I'm a responsible and productive member of society, and it says like riding a bike and spending more time outside. Um, I like doing that kind of stuff. As before, I didn't. I was always running and not facing my responsibilities. I didn't appreciate nature. And that's another thing about environmental wellness, like nature. That's something like I enjoy today, right? Like, and I can enjoy it without drugs and alcohol, which I never thought was possible. Um, it takes to take advantage of sunlight. Like I like being outdoors, as before I didn't. I was always in some type of, shack or something, you know what I mean? Or somebody's basement or in this house and that house. I was living this person's house and this person's couch, you know what I mean? So like, I like enjoying the outdoors. I like enjoying outside and it helps me. It gives me a better calmness of myself. I can just go out and enjoy nature. My sponsor also does. He loves the outdoors. So it really helps you. It really gives you a better sense of gratitude and like enjoying life. This part last is by understanding each spoke of wellness wheel, you can self-identify which areas you need to focus on to fulfill that type of wellness. So it was a pretty good article. It wasn't too bad. It says understanding the wellness wheel, the environmental, occupational, emotional, and intellectual, physical, and spiritual. And if I try to work on these things on a daily basis, I have a better shot of long-lasting recovery for sure. So that was our article for today. My name's Carl, recovery coach here at CAP Recovery Center. Until next time, we'll see you later.